Now there are two major functions here. The first one is functions of stomata. There are two types. The first one is exchange of gases. Exchange of gases in photosynthesis and respiration. And also helpful, it is also helpful in the removal of water, excess removal of water. Through the process called as transpiration. So there are two major functions of stomata here: exchange of gases in photosynthesis and respiration, either it may be oxygen or carbon dioxide. Next, another one is removal of excess of water through the process called as transpiration. Now this is basics about stomata: stomatal pore, God cells, subsidiary cells, structure, thickness and functions. Now here there is one more topic, like types of stomata. Actually you have syllabus having types of stomata. Here we can call it as distribution of stomata. Now next topic, before we study about types of stomata, we are supposed to study about the distribution of stomata. Like in distribution of stomata, we will be studying where the stomata is present, either it is at the upper epidermis or lower epidermis. There are some stomata where it is epistomatic condition, hypostomatic conditions and amphistomatic condition and astomatic condition. These terminologies are important. With examples I will give you, then we can go to types of stomata. Like this can also be considered one of the types. Depending on the position where it is occurring, we can say stomata is this type, stomata is this type. Okay. Now normally the aerial parts, where do we find the stomata? As we all know, these are found at the aerial parts of the plant, and these can be seen in all the aerial parts of the flower. And these are in some plants they are abundant in leaves. Abundant in leaves, and the number, and when we are comparing to the leaves, we have both upper epidermis and we have both lower epidermis. We have both upper and lower epidermis. So in context to the leaves, we will see that the presence of the unlimited number of stomata are present more in the lower epidermis. And what is the unlimited number means? The number of stomata can be more than 1 lakh in number in the lower epidermal regions. And in submerged water plants, you will not see any type of stomata. There is no stomata at all. Not at all see any type of stomata. On the basis of the distribution where it is present, either at the upper epidermis, lower epidermis, where it is present, the types of stomata are of 4 types. There are 4 types of distribution of stomata here. First one is astomatic condition. Now, astomatic condition, A itself means without stomata. There are some plants which will undergo their continuation, or there is exchange of gases or anything. There are non-chlorophyllous plants where there is no stomata. Astomatic means without stomata. The leaves in like submerged plants, like for example in submerged plants and in angiospermic parasites. In submerged plants and angiospermic parasites, you will see no presence of 0 stomata there. So these plants will have astomatic condition. And in some non-chlorophyllous saprophytes, like monotropa. These 2 examples are important. Okay. Astomatic condition means the condition where there is no existence of stomata. So normally where we see the zero existence of stomata in submerged plants, in angiospermic parasites, in some non-chlorophyllous saprophytes like Monotropa and Neota. This is very important examples. You may get questions on this. Monotropa and Neota also, we will see that there is absence of the stomata present. In the same way, in the leaves of submerged hydrophytes, submerged hydrophytic plants also, which belongs to the family like Lentibularaceae. In some submerged hydrophytes which belongs submerged hydrophytic plants which belong to some families like Lentibularaceae, Ceratophyllaceae also, you will see the absence of the stomata. Basically, astomatic condition means a plant material or a plant body which doesn't have any stomata in its aerial parts. Okay, this is about astomatic condition. This is the first one, astomatic condition. Now when we come to the second condition, that is amphistomatic condition. Okay, the second type is amphistomatic condition, a condition where the stomata is present both on the upper epidermis and lower epidermis of the leaves, or on the upper epidermis and lower epidermis. This condition is called as amphistomatic conditions. And where do we see this? These are seen in the herbs of angiosperms. In herbs of angiosperms, you will see the presence of amphistomatic condition. And if these are present in both the upper and lower epidermis, their number is more on the lower epidermis. And these are examples you can also see. You can also see it in some shrubs and trees. Example you can take as hibiscus. You can also take an example as bombax seba. If the stomata is present on the upper and lower epidermis, in that case also, if it is present more on the lower epidermis, this type of stomata are called as the amphistomatic condition of the stomata. These are, next one is hypostomatic. Stomatic. Next one is hypostomatic condition. Hypostomatic condition, as the name itself indicates, these are the stomatal conditions where the stomata is present more in the lower epidermis, in the abaxial surface we can say it. Now where these are seen in almost in the trees, which shows with the species which shows xerophytic characters, trees, and in the species with xerophytic characters. Plants belonging to Rutaceae, Verbanaceae. So hypostomatic condition is a condition where the stomata is present towards the lower epidermis, normally seen in the trees and in the species with xerophytic characters, and we can also see in the members belonging to Rutaceae, Verbanaceae and Meliaceae. Okay, this is third one. Another fourth one is epistomatic. Hypo means lower epidermis, epi means upper epidermis. These are the type of stomata which are present to the which are confined only to the upper epidermis. These are also can be called as present towards the adaxial surface. So where is this epistematic condition? See, we can see this type of epistematic condition in the plants with the having floating type of conditions, the floating leaves. The plants which have floating leaves, those type of plants with floating leaves will see more number of epistematic condition. This belongs to the families like Nymphaceae, Limiaceae. Epistematic condition is seen where the epidermal, upper epidermal section, we will see the presence of more stomata. We will see in those plants which have floating leaves, for example Limnaceae and Nymphaceae, as I said earlier. And we can also see epistematic condition in an example like Trianthema triquestra. This is the plant where you can see the presence of more epistematic condition.